What's up, everybody? This is Tyler with episode 10 of the Chalk and All podcast. Today, I'm doing a little bit of a solo dolo mission here. Dan and I have a huge weekend coming up, so we rescheduled a lot of clients for today and tomorrow, so very busy. He is especially. He had 13 clients back to back to back essentially today with a 1 hour break for lunch. And I believe he'll be here till probably 9, 10 o'clock tonight, getting here from 6 a.m. this morning. So he's very dedicated, takes care of his people, does a very good job of making sure people get what they need, what they pay for, all that kind of stuff. But as far as what we got going on this weekend, I myself and my wife and my 2 kids will be heading out to Virginia Beach, Virginia for Pro Strongman League Championships at 105 kilos. I am competing amongst 31 other savage strongmen. Dan, he'll be going down to Nashville for the Music City Strongman Expo or Strength Expo. He's taking some kettlebells, maces, attitude iron booth down there. Try to spread the word on maces and kettlebells. Showing people, the adjustable maces that he's created, and how to implement them in their training and what they're used for and all that good stuff. But as far as for this episode, the meat and potatoes of it, I was going to kind of just go off the cuff and explain to you guys what the last week before leaving looks like for me specifically. I had my last training session earlier this week. I did want to train this weekend, but, things happened. It was busy. This last week prior to recording this, it was the last week of kindergarten for my son. So we had a kindergarten graduation. We had a children's museum field trip. We had a picnic that it was shitty outside, so we had a fucking picnic in an elementary gymnasium. So, yay. But nonetheless, he got to hang out with his friends and run around and play and laugh. But yeah, so it was just very busy. My father-in-law had his second knee replaced. He had his first one replaced back in March. He had his second one replaced on Wednesday last week, and it was an overnight surgery, so he was there at the hospital Wednesday, Thursday, so I had to, play dad, of course, which no big deal. I mean, it just added that little extra layer of kind of complexity to the situation. But one thing I will say that I fell to was some negative thought spirals and some mental traps. And I'm not even going to sugarcoat that shit because in all reality, in all honesty, motherfuckers go through that every day, every week, every athlete. There's something that happens and you may get stirred up and you may get, bummed or pissed off or angry or sad or just one of the emotions that you're not necessarily wanting to feel, but like everything, you can't have good without a little bad. You can't have sunshine without a little bit of rain. You're not going to appreciate it enough, at least. That's why people in California are so fucked up. They get too much sunshine. They don't understand how rain makes you a little tough. Anyway, but so with all that happening and, I started to get in my head and I started to not think I was ready. And I started to think, like, do I even deserve to go? Like, I haven't finished my prep, but I did. It was just, I had a couple other things to do for my family. And, as I'm sitting here now and speaking through this and I'd thought about it, what I wanted to talk about, it's not that fucking bad, dude. Like, I wish I could just teleport back 72 hours ago and be like, bro, it's okay. Like, you're gonna be fine. Because, like, in all honesty, dude, I was freaking out. I was like, I neglected to, like, get a car rental, for example, prepared, which it's now prepared and taken care of. I let that, oh man, I forgot to get that go. I let that think I'm like the most disorganized person, the most forgetful person, the most, mind fogged fucking loser out there. It's like, dude, you can't let one little thing freak you the fuck out like that. Like, why is that happening? And as I take a step back and think about it, is like, I have a lot that I'm preparing for. Like, the gym is expanding. I have a huge competition coming up, like the biggest one I've ever done in terms of like what's at stake and who's there and what the weights are and how it looks and where it's at. My son graduated kindergarten. That was highly emotional for me because, like, he's fucking growing up fast, man. And if you're a parent, like, I'm sure that resonates with you. I'm sure you're getting the little goosebumps right now or that little feeling in, like, your chest and your stomach. Like, yeah, I know what he's talking about because we love our kids and you don't want to see them grow up too fast, but you want them to grow up at the same time. And it's like a never-ending, revolving shitstorm. It's not always shitty, not even close. Even in the moments where we're having to reprimand or correct or discipline, it's like those are great learning moments. And, we try to do our best to be as real as possible with him. We really don't sugarcoat shit. Everyone that I have in my life, in my community, and in my corner, and in my, extended family, being the people at the gym and my friends and stuff, like, we all take care of each other and we all look after each other and we all tell each other's kids to knock it off when they're acting crazy and we all praise each other's kids when they're doing the good things. And I just think that alone is, fuck, you hear it all the time. It takes a village. Raising kids, doing the thing you're trying to do. Like, so many times people think, I want to do this solo. I want to be alone. But it's like, man, you really got to have someone that you lean on, some people that you lean on, some people you talk to, and at least share some values and share some moments that you're like, yeah, I've been there. I've dealt with that. But yeah, with the competition coming up, I kind of let my emotions and let my mind wander a little too much, which not always a good thing. But my wife does a good job of letting me know, like, it's because you care. And when we were talking about it last night, she's like, Tyler, when you get there, it's going to be fine. You're going to feel fine. You're going to feel like you're where you're supposed to be. And that's 100% true because every time I compete, I'm the most calm and I get the most focused and I get the most peace out of that kind of shit. And it really does help. But aside from that, once we all get back, we'll be spending about a week to a week and a half getting everything situated and prepared for the new space next door. For all of you that are not members or like kind of don't have an idea of what we're saying, excuse me, our building that we're in has 3 suites: Suite A, Suite B, Suite C. Suite A is taken by it's called ABC. They're a contracting kind of union job education center. So when you join the electrical union or the carpenters union or the pipe fitters union, there's classwork that you have to do in your apprenticeship. And in the build up for that, you have classes and you have to sit through tests and all that kind of stuff. So that's where they go for that. Suite B has been open since we've opened, December 1st in 2023. Our landlord owns this whole building, and we moved into Suite C here. It's a 4,000 square foot space divided in half. The front half's like a little lobby area that has a bunch of, training equipment, of course, and then Dan and I's office and a kid's room. And then the back half is 2,000 square feet of flex space. For any of you that don't know what flex space is a concrete floor with the metal walls. It looks like a warehouse. It's, what I pictured a gym being in, which that's just all I've grown up in. That's just what I know gyms to look like. Like, strength gyms are warehouses with tons of fucking equipment. So when we initially moved in here, I really, really fancied the middle space, but Dan and I were unsure of the rapid rate of growth that we would have, which I'm glad we have it, and I'm glad we're bumping elbows and we're too packed here now. But that space has been open since we moved in here, and so we just kind of hit up our landlord like, yo, let us in there, man. Like, you've been trying to rent that place out. No one will bite on it. Let us get in there. The space we're in right now will lease fast. It has the office front that people want. It has the little bit of flex space in the back for deliveries and mails and or like transportation shit. Like, so easily this place could be not a manufacturer, but this place could easily be a business that has inventory in the back, and you load up some trucks and go deliver shit, and they could thrive that way. So we hit up our landlord, and this has been probably 4, 5, 6 months in the making now. We had to get, code changed and all this other crazy shit. If you're a business owner, I'm sure you understand all the code and the fire marshals and the fucking state laws and all this other bullshit and taxes and fees that you have to pay. It is uber ridiculous, but nonetheless, we got all that stuff changed. We got plans in the works. They're over there doing demo. We've taped out some areas of what we want, where we want it, and all that kind of stuff. We're going to incorporate a wrestling club. And that space over there is 8,000 square feet of flex space. So double the space of our current location. But in reality, it's about 3 or 4 times bigger, 3 or 4 times larger than our gym. Because our gym, in my opinion, is the flex space in the back. That's where everything happens. If you're doing some accessories, yeah, you'll come up in the front. But now it's just going to be one giant-ass room of about 55 to 6,000 square feet, and then we have about 1,500 square foot left over for the wrestling club. He's going to build a little room, and then Dan and I have our office, 2 bathrooms, so forth and so on. Super excited for that. Once I get back from PSL, we're going to be getting everything moved in there. I got some new turf in the works. IU's football field has been redone in the past, and the guy that redid it has the rolls of the turf that they used. So it should be a little bit more high quality than the turf we have now. And then we'll be picking up a couple pieces of strongman equipment, and then a few of our members have been gracious enough to pay for a year of membership in advance and pay for a year of personal training in advance. And those large lump sums of money from the handful of people are going to help us kind of outfit the gym and hopefully give them a little more pride and I guess motivation. Like when they walk into the gym, they'll be like, man, I really I helped out with that. And that's what this fucking place has turned into, man. Like nothing is going to be done without the community behind us. Like Dan and I are so grateful for you people that are with us and support us and continue to come work hard with us. All of our clients, any trainer that we have here, all you clients, you guys are amazing. We just can't thank you enough. And we want to do our best and have a great atmosphere for you guys. So when we get over there, that's going to turn into probably headquarters, and any other expansion or opening of anything else will be something separate. And Dan and I have tons of ideas. I'm not going to sit here and just tell you all of them because I have a weird, I guess, superstition that you're supposed to move in silence mostly. You're supposed to have your ideas, implement ways and things to get those ideas to happen. And then when they happen, you harvest the fruits of that labor. If you're a person that just has ideas and talks about it all the time, I feel like it doesn't get done because it's just all talk. So I may be wrong. I may be kind of weird for that, but that's just how I am and how I've been. I prefer to move in silence. I think Lil Wayne said it in 6 foot, 7 foot. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. So I'm going to take that for what it's actually worth, and I'm going to be a silent G, But aside from that, this episode is not going to be too crazy long. I just wanted to come on here and kind of speak that mental piece a little bit and hopefully resonate with somebody. Hopefully it gets out there to the right person, and they hear it and they're like, I've been there, I've felt that, I know what he's saying. And it's like nice to know other people feel that way. Like I've said it before, I'll say it again, I always will say it. When I went through basic training in the Army, like it wasn't that hard, of course, but I wanted to go home. I wanted to fucking go sleep in my bed. I wanted to go eat food that I wanted to eat. I wanted to relax my way. I wanted to work out my way, and I couldn't. And I had to suck that the fuck up, because guess what? Every other motherfucker there had the same exact feeling. They wanted to go home. They missed their kids. They missed their wife. They missed their husband. They missed their family. They miss all of it. Even the drill sergeants. The drill sergeants are spending 15, 18 hours a day with us, and they still have a family at home that they got to go like turn drill sergeant off and go be a part of. And like it becomes taxing. And you'll go on a ruck march on Wednesday mornings every goddamn Wednesday for 22 weeks. We had a pack on our back and we were outside marching, and it didn't matter if it was raining, snowing, which it didn't snow in Georgia, but it didn't matter if it was raining, windy. It didn't matter. You're fucking putting the pack on, you're lacing your boots up, you're slinging your weapon, and you're walking in a line on the side of the road, and there's another line on the other side of the road, and you're miserable, and you're just like, damn, this sucks. We're on mile 9. We have 3 more to go. You're looking around, and you realize, okay, he's over there sweating too. I bet you he hates this just as much as I do, if not more. And then it kind of gets competitive. It's like, all right, who's going to break? And then you wait for someone to break, and you're like, okay, I won. Or you can have a thought of, all right, this sucks for everybody. Like, then you become a motivator. All right, guys, let's get this going. We got this. Come on. You're trying to motivate and cheer up the people right around you. And in doing that, you're going to brainwash and trick yourself into being happier. And it's just like, I wish I had this frame of mind that I'm talking about right now 72 or 48 hours ago. It's like, hey, Tyler, everybody that's competing right now has some life stressors going on. I know multiple athletes with multiple kids and a wife and a job. Some of them have gyms just like I do. Some of them are in the exact same boat as me. Some of them have it better. Some of them have it worse. Some people are dealing with deaths in their family. Some people are dealing with injuries that they don't want to bring up. Some people are dealing with, their fucking loved one doing something wrong to them. Like, I just wish when my mind is going crazy, it was easier to snap out of it. Because, like, my wife would even ask me, like, what would make you happier right now? What could make you happier right now? And I literally had no answer. And that told me in that moment, it was like, dude, you're just choosing to fucking be freaked out. You're choosing to be sad. You're choosing to be this and that. And that's what I tell my son. It's like, dude, just look around for a second. There's nothing to be sad about. You got all your friends around you. Like on Saturday, we had a baseball game, and we kicked the shit out of this private school. And 11-3, 6U, we had the sticks going, son. I think we had 10 batters that day. Everyone had 2 or 3 hits except one kid. So we were just smoking the ball left and right, scoring 5 runs an inning, having to rotate. It was great. And then we have a kid on the team. He was playing third base, and he's notoriously not that great of a hitter, but got 3 hits that day. He's one of our best fielders, though, and they had a bigger kid up to bat, and he swung hard, and when he finally made contact, he sent a piss rod straight to him, and he knocked it down with his body, picked it up, and almost threw him out at 6 years old, which is not something normal that happens out there for us. We don't normally get outs, throwing them out, excuse me. A lot of times it's like the pitcher picks it up and like hustles over to first and gets them out, or the ball's hit directly to first base and they get it and touch the base, or we get a force out at a base that's close. If the ball comes to them, they can touch their base. But by the bottom of the fifth, we played 6 innings. By the bottom of the fifth, I looked over at the other coach, and was like, "Yeah, we got it. He's gonna get the game ball today. He's been gotten every ball hit to him. He stopped every ball. He's trying to get force outs at third. He's trying to do this. He's trying to do that, and he's gotten hits today." And finally got to the end of that game. I explained at the end. I was like, "Hey, we kicked the snot out of him. We beat him 11-3. You guys should be very proud of that. Also, we have a game ball today. And this kid, blah, 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 and he goes by the name so-and-so." And I gave it to him, and my son was left behind after everyone ran to the dugout to get their stuff and go get their little snacks, and he started sobbing a little bit. And I picked him up, and I was like, "What's the matter, dude?" He's like, "I haven't got a game ball. I haven't hit all year, and I got some hits today, and da-da-da-da." And I was like, "Gray, understand something, dude. I think you're awesome at this sport. You're very athletic. You're very fast. You hit the crap out of the ball all the time. People think you're the best hitter. Like, people think you're a good hitter," actually, is what I said. And I was like, "But we're trying to build confidence in other kids, okay? And I want you to try to understand that." I was like, "There's plenty of weeks left in this season. There's plenty of game balls to be had. And lucky enough, we have just enough games to where every kid will probably get a game ball. And they all deserve one, because from the day we started to right now, everyone's gotten crazily better. But just trying to speak that to him and have him understand, and he quickly grasped it. He really, really did. And he was then happy for Leo to get the game ball. And it was just, I don't know, there's a lot to learn from a kid's emotions. And I challenge people a lot of times, like, if you just picture the person you're arguing with or disagreeing with as a kid, then it kind of makes more sense. Like, because we all still kind of operate that way. Like, if I'm freaking the fuck out, if I'm not having a good time, sometimes all it takes is Emma, my wife, coming up to me and just holding me and grabbing me and fucking giving me a hug. And even when I go to let go, she doesn't. And I'm just like, okay, I know what this is. And then the little boy in me feels better. And I don't care how manly and shit motherfuckers are, getting babied by your girl, that's something that you need. And it's fucking awesome. But the same thing with my wife. I deal with my daughter a lot. She's going to be turning 1 on Saturday. And she'll have her little temper tantrums or little fits, and she'll be, screaming, crying, whatever. And I'm just trying to figure out what it is that she needs. And sometimes she just needs a minute to let it out. And as I learned that about her, I'm I think I'm learning how to treat my wife better too. And it's just a big, never-ending, revolving fucking carousel of learning and growing and figuring things out. But yeah, I wish always you had it in the forefront of your mind to be very conscious of how you're feeling and what's going on. But you don't, and I don't, at least. And if you're out there and you do, good for you, very good for you. You're emotionally resilient and smart and intelligent. You're mentally strong. You're a tough person. And I think it gets misconstrued a lot of times. I think when people think of stoicism, they think of people that don't react, they don't have emotions. It's no, they're just so aware of their emotions. They've dealt with them all so many times that they don't get, air quotes, sore from it anymore. If I get pissed off enough, I will turn red, physically. I will start to have a different tone. I may start having a higher heart rate. I may start saying things that shouldn't be said. I may want to fight somebody or hurt something or hurt, someone. I might want to fight fucking, road rage, run them off the fucking road. Obviously you don't, because that shit's illegal. But those are just what I call normal reactions. Some people might call them not normal reactions. But the whole idea of this like being super emotionally intelligent, it's like they feel like a person that's stoic, they feel those things. They go through those same emotions and they understand what they're going through and they're able to identify what started it. And they have a very good grasp on who they are and where they've come from and what things have happened and why, what their air quotes triggers are. I fucking hate that word, but they have an idea and a complete understanding of what bothers them, so they can do a pretty good job of avoiding it. And also, if they can't avoid it, they know, okay, this type of scenario makes me feel this type of way, so I need to be prepared. I need to take my time. I need to know that this is going to stir me up a little bit, but still remain calm, take some breaths, and work through it. So, all in all, I think it's never going to be fully figured out. I think that's the whole point of this thing we call life, is like figuring out what it is and how to do it. And if you have any kind of moral compass, you know what things feel good and what things feel bad. If you have, if you're a religious person, there's things that, God wants you to do, or there's things that are right by God, and then there's things that Satan comes through people and tries to do. Like, I was just watching a video the other day. It was like someone that comes into your life and tries to, get you pissed off or angry, like someone that's like arguing with you or disagreeing with you or like being hateful. It's like, don't ever get mad at that person. Think of it as Satan trying to come through them and fuck with you. Or if you're not a religious person, it's just, don't let that person bring you to their level. And that sounds like something my grandma told me when I was a kid. It's like, don't stoop to their level. They're being an asshole. Do not be an asshole back. That just means you are them. You are them. And they are you. And it's like, just take the high road. And that's easier said than done, always, of course, right? I mean, there's no perfect playbook, I don't think. And everyone deals with things in different ways. But yeah, I think when you're dealing with an athlete, and we'll use strongman as an example, like at the pro level, I'm trying my hardest to like be the man. I just have a competitor drive in me where I want to fucking win, okay? And if I do anything that takes away from that, I beat the hell out of myself. Like if I get to bed a little too late and I'm tired in the morning, I let that fucking ruin me for a good half of the day when I shouldn't, because it's just being a little tired. Like, I can't let that affect my mood all day. It's like, I'm ahead of it, dude. You know what happened. You can't go back and change anything. So why the fuck are you still stuck in this mood? Like, get over it. Let's figure out a way to fucking feel better. Get something done. Be productive. Knock out a chore. Get a small workout in. Go get some sunlight. Pet your dogs. Drink extra water. Do something. You cannot do nothing and expect shit to change. Bro, come on. What the fuck? Why are you doing this? But no. I think over time I'm just going to keep sharpening the tools I have. I think I'm going to keep adding to and solidifying what I have going for myself positively. But yeah, that's where I'll leave you. Thank you for listening. I hope all of you are enjoying the podcast so far. I hope some of the stuff we talk about hits home for some. I hope you laugh at some stuff. I hope you disagree sometimes, because that's important too. If you just agree with everything, I don't know, agreeable people creep me out. You gotta have your hills that you're gonna die on, and no one's gonna change your mind. It's important. But right. Next time I talk to you, we will be coming off of PSL, and I'm sure Dan and I will have lots of stories and lots of things to talk about. But until then, thank you for tuning into episode 10. Have yourselves a good one. Check us out on Instagram at premeditated_HP for the gym. My Instagram is at premeditated movement. Dan's at strongman_Dan. We got premeditatedhp.com, attitudeiron.com for anything gym or mace or club related. And yeah, I think that's about it. Have y'all selves a good one. Tune in next time.